Good morning, Election Advisory Committee members and any members of the public. I am excited to provide the October update for the Election Advisory Committee. We're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming board positions that we have available. We'll talk about the election office preparation and outreach for the upcoming November election. And then we'll talk a little bit about some of our other events that we're doing to help make sure that people are aware. So I'll dive right in. We have had 11 applicants for the EAC board positions. With the transition of the board from a bipartisan board to a nonpartisan board, we transitioned a few of the alternate positions as well as moved forward to replacing some of the student positions. So we have 11 applicants. We are interviewing right now, and we'll be interviewing until after the election with 11 applicants and a tight schedule between the elections office and the commission. Looking to appoint any applicants for the remainder of this position's term and the next full term if possible, so that we don't repeat this process again coming up in January. So more to come on that, but we're working on filling up those vacancies that are currently on the board. For our preparation and outreach, I wanted to start by talking about some of the things that we're gearing up for right now. Important dates and deadlines are really that coming up next Monday is the last day you can register under regular registration, so sending something through the mail. Then we'll be in our late registration period where people need to appear in person at our office. Coming up directly after that, we're going to be mailing ballots to voters on that Friday. So Friday the 11th is when ballots will be mailing. And then we're going to be holding a series of voter services events. We're going to be in the period where people need to come in person, so we will be going out into the community. And we will be reaching out to members in the community, and this is where we really need the support from members like you, helping make sure that communities are aware of these events and know that this is an opportunity that they can do anything they would do in our office at these events. So Wednesday, October 16th, the Seeley Lake event, running from 4 to 7. From 4 to 7 on Thursday, October 17th in Lolo. From 4 to 7 on Tuesday, the 22nd in Frenchtown. And then on Tuesday, the 29th, from 10 to 4 at the University of Montana. And then 3 events coming up at Bray Wolf for the CSKT satellite events. So Wednesday, October 30th, 11:30 to 7. Saturday, November 2nd, 10 to 4. And then on election day, all day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. We've combined that satellite office with our polling location up there to maximize our staffing. So these are events where voters can come and see our services in their community. During that late registration period, instead of driving in from Seeley Lake, they can come to that tax extension office. You'll see included here all of the handouts for those different events. Please, if you know of anybody, help share them. We've reached out to community councils, to schools. We've reached out to people in the area, but we always need your support as the EAC, tasked with increasing turnout. This is a great way you can let people know of an easy way to register to vote, get a replacement ballot, deposit their ballot, or vote in person. We'll also be working up closer to the election, offering extended hours. We'll be open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. the week ahead of the election, October 28th through November 1st. And then on that Saturday, the 2nd, we'll be open from 10 to 4 for voter registration here. In addition to those extra hours, because this is a polling place election, we are able to have an after hours ballot drop box. So located here under video surveillance, hooked up to our alarm system, ADA accessible, as well as lit throughout the night. We've got a 24-hour ballot drop box located on the north side of Building B, the voter services building here. In addition to that, we'll host drive-through drop-off for voters. We'll have it at McCormick Park the Monday before the election, as well as Election Day at McCormick Park and on Russell Street between the YMCA and the fairgrounds. Also, we're going to have the most polling places out of any county in the state of Montana. So we're gearing up hard, and we'll have 20 different polling locations open throughout the community to help serve voters who choose to vote in the polling location. And then we're going to send a mailer to those voters. We just went through a large redistricting process earlier this year, and some polling places have been relocated. We have reached out to those voters, but this is the big election. So this is the one where voters may be more likely to come and appear at like Rattlesnake School, which is no longer a polling location. So we sent those voters a mailer letting them know that their new location is going to be the library or wherever that location is. That also includes a map of how to get to that location, as well as the opportunity to sign up for an absentee ballot. So if they thought they were absentee and they're actually polling place voters, they'll get that request to sign up for an absentee ballot. Those will be arriving to voters on the 15th, so the day after Indigenous Peoples Day. Then finally, we are going to hold a series of process tours, as well as, again, hosting the Montana Election Observation Initiative. This is a critical part. Those who come and see the process and understand how the process works are confident in the process. We've had our strongest critics come to these tours and leave feeling more confident. We also had independent observation groups come and watch this throughout all of our different processes. When we open up and are fully transparent, we're able to help people feel confident in the voting process, and feeling confident in the voting process is almost as critical as that act of voting and ensuring that your ballot is counted. So we are going to hold a series of public tours starting in about the week before the election. And for those tours, they're going to cover multiple different items. So we'll have equipment testing tours. We'll have ballot processing tours, ballot tabulation tours, a tour of our provisional count, and our post-election audit, as well as our canvass. All of these are very critical items. You can access any of these tours, and we will be sure, as we have in the past, to send out a reminder to the EAC, all elected officials, as well as all of the different candidates at the county level. So we're going to be hitting our city, our county candidates, as well as our elected officials to encourage them to come and understand this process. In addition to those tours, those processes, we're also going to be conducting a survey of voters. So similar to the survey of voters we ran in 2020, and specifically mirroring the survey of voters we did in 2022, we've added a QR code to the instructions and a handout for polling places where people can self-select into a tour. This is going to ask them about multiple issues in their voting experience, how they vote, why they vote in that capacity, as well as their confidence in voting. With so much mis and malicious information around voting, this will be so helpful to help gauge how well voters are understanding these different processes, and help us target better where we can do more outreach. That's a lot of information in a really short amount of time, but everything that I've just run through is also available on our website, missoulavotes.com. I'm happy to answer any questions when we meet with you all next Tuesday. We're gearing up for another great election, so I'm going to sign off for the morning, and we're going to work on getting mail ballots ready to go out. Thank you all for your service, and I look forward to meeting with you next week.